1. Introduction. My name is Ella. I am 39 years old. For many people, especially in my family and society, this age is considered quite old for a woman to get married. My mother and father frequently tell me, "Ella, you are not getting any younger. You need a husband, and you should think about having children soon." Their words are always present. They often compare me to my younger sister. She got married when she was 24, and now she has 3 small children. My parents use her as an example constantly. Every time we have a family dinner, which is quite often, my aunts ask me the same questions. They want to know why I am still single. They ask if I have met anyone nice. They suggest I should try harder to find a partner. It feels like a continuous interrogation about my personal life, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. I try to smile and change the topic, but the questions always return. The pressure from them is a heavy burden I carry. I work in a small bookshop. It is a quiet place, and I truly enjoy being surrounded by books. My daily life is simple. I wake up, go to work, spend my day helping customers find books, then I go home. I often spend my evenings reading. I do not have many big plans or social events to attend. On the outside, my life looks calm and perhaps even content. However, deep inside, I often feel a deep loneliness. This feeling stays with me, especially during quiet evenings when I am alone at home. I try to tell myself that I am fine. I try to believe that I am content with my life as it is. I repeat to myself, "Being single is okay, Ella. You are independent and strong." But these words do not always succeed in making the feeling of loneliness disappear. Deep down in the secret part of my heart, I truly wish for love. I want to find a life partner. I want to share my experiences with someone special. I want to have someone to talk to every day, someone who truly listens and understands me. I desire to be chosen for who I truly am. I do not want someone to choose me because I am 39 and they think time is running out. I do not want someone to choose me just because they believe I am old and need a husband. I want to be chosen because of my heart, my personality, and my unique self. I want someone to see me for me. This longing for love is a very personal wish. I hope that one day this wish will come true and I will find the love I secretly yearn for. It is a quiet hope, but it is always there. 2. The first meeting. One Friday evening, I felt very tired. I did not want to go out. The thought of another social event felt heavy. My friend, Sarah, had invited me to a small dinner party. I thought about saying no. I did not want to talk about my life or answer questions about why I was still single. But after a moment, I decided to go. Perhaps a change of scenery would be good. When I arrived, the room was filled with soft light and quiet music. There were about 10 people there. I knew some faces, but many were new. I looked around, feeling a little shy. Then I saw him. He was a man I had never seen before at Sarah's house. He stood near the fireplace, talking to another guest. He was tall, with kind eyes that seemed to hold a gentle warmth. His smile was calm and friendly, making him look approachable. My friend Sarah saw me and came over. She smiled warmly. "Ella, this is Cam," she said, introducing us. His voice was soft and pleasant when he said hello. He was 45 years old. I learned he ran a small family business, something about custom furniture. We began to talk easily. We talked for a long time, for hours it felt. We talked about many different things. We talked about books. He enjoyed many of the same classic novels as me. We talked about music. He knew many old songs that I loved. We talked about travel. He had visited some quiet, interesting places in Europe that I always wanted to see. He told me funny stories about his trips. He made me laugh often. It felt good to laugh so freely. As we talked, I felt something new and very welcome. He truly listened to me. He did not look at his phone. He did not look around the room at other people. He looked directly at me when I spoke. He asked thoughtful questions. He seemed genuinely interested in my thoughts and feelings. It had been a very long time since I felt so heard. It was a nice feeling, a warm feeling that spread through me. I felt comfortable with him almost immediately. The hours passed quickly, too quickly. The party was slowly coming to an end. I did not want our conversation to stop. Then he smiled again, that calm, kind smile. "It was truly very nice to meet you, Ella," he said. "Would you perhaps like to give me your phone number?" My heart felt a little jump of happiness. I smiled back and quickly gave him my number. I hoped very much that he would call. This meeting was different from any other. It felt special. I left the party feeling lighter and more hopeful than I had in a long time. I was not tired anymore. I felt excited for the first time in what seemed like forever. 3, our early dates. Cam started to call me regularly. We began meeting for coffee. Our talks were easy and long. We also went for long walks in the park and by the river. These walks were peaceful. We enjoyed quiet dinners together in small places. Cam always made me feel very special. He looked at me with kind eyes, like I was the only woman in the world. He listened carefully to everything I said. This made me feel truly seen and heard. It was a wonderful feeling. My friends quickly noticed a big change in me. They said I was smiling much more often. They also said I looked very happy these days. They were right. I felt lighter and happier than I had in a long time. It was hard to hide the joy I felt. But when I told my family about Cam, their reactions were not happy. My mother looked worried. She asked, "Why is a man of 45 years old not married yet? There must be a reason. Maybe there are hidden problems." Her voice was full of doubt. She thought something was wrong with him because of his age. My sister also gave me a strong warning. She said, "Be very careful, Ella. You do not truly know his past. You have known him for only a short time." She told me not to rush into anything. Her words and my mother's words stayed in my mind. They created a small, lingering doubt inside me. It was a quiet voice of worry. Yet, despite their words, my heart felt a very strong connection to Cam. Every time I was with him, or even just thought about him, I felt warm and genuinely happy. The doubts my family put in my head were there, but they were not strong enough to stop my growing feelings. My heart told me that Cam was a good person. This connection felt real and important. I knew I wanted to keep seeing him. I chose to trust my own feelings, even with my family's concerns. 4. A past problem. One Sunday, Cam and I were walking in the park. The sun was bright, and we were talking happily. Suddenly, a woman came quickly towards us. Her face was angry. She stopped right in front of Cam. She spoke loudly. She said to him, "You moved on so fast." My heart beat fast. I felt confused and surprised. Then she looked at me with sharp eyes. She asked me, "Do you know he was engaged last year?" My face turned red. I felt embarrassed and shocked. I did not know what to say. I looked at Cam. He stayed calm. His face was serious. He looked at the woman and told her firmly, "Please leave us alone." The woman looked at him for a moment. Then she walked away quickly. After she left, the park felt quiet. I looked at Cam. I had many questions in my eyes. He gently took my hand. We found a quiet bench and sat down. He started to explain. He told me the woman was his ex-fiancée. Her name was Sarah. They were engaged last year, just like she said. But then she left him for another man. Cam told me it was a very sad time for him. He was very sad for a long time. But now he was happy. He said Sarah was not happy to see him with someone new. She was upset because he had found happiness after she left him. I listened carefully to all his words. As he spoke, I remembered the warnings my family had given me. My mother and my sister had told me to be careful. They had said I did not know his past. Now, this incident happened. It felt like their words were true. Soon, my family heard about what happened in the park. My mother called me. My sister sent me a text message. They both used this event as proof. They said, "We told you he has drama." They kept saying it. They told me to be careful again. They said Cam had many problems. They strongly suggested that I should think again about him. But even with all their strong words and warnings, my heart felt different. I remembered how kind Cam was to me. I remembered how he truly listened to my thoughts. I remembered how happy I felt when I was with him. I thought about his calm face during the difficult moment in the park. I thought about his honest explanation. I felt a strong connection to him. Their warnings were loud. Their words did create a small doubt in my mind, a tiny worry. But my strong feeling for Cam was much, much stronger than that doubt. I chose to continue believing in him. I decided that his past was his past. What truly mattered was who he was now. What mattered was how he treated me, with kindness and respect. I knew I wanted to stay with him. I would not let this one problem change my strong feelings. I would not let my family's fears control my life. I would trust Cam and my own heart. 5. His family story. A few weeks later, another problem came. I was working in my small bookshop one quiet afternoon. A man walked in. I had never seen him before. He walked straight to me and asked, "Do you know Cam?" I said yes, feeling a little surprised. The man then spoke quickly. He said Cam's family was in a big fight about money from his late father's will. The man said some people believed Cam previously tried to marry quickly to get a larger share of the inheritance. I felt a sudden shock. My heart started to beat fast. This news was very surprising. First, Cam's ex-fiancée, and now this. It was another big problem. I did not know what to say. The man looked at me, then turned and left the shop. I stood there, thinking. Was this true? My mind was full of questions. I wanted to believe Cam, but this new information made me worry. I knew I had to talk to him. I needed to hear the truth from him directly. That evening, I told Cam about the man and what he said about his family and the money. Cam listened quietly. His face was calm. Then Cam explained. "Yes, Ella," he said. "My father's will had a special part. It said I would get more money if I was married." This was a shock to hear. "My stepmother," he continued, "she really wanted me to marry quickly. She pushed me to find someone fast to get the extra money." Cam looked at me directly. "But I refused," he said firmly. "I told her I would not marry just for money. I would not marry without true love." It was not right. He paused. "So I did not take the extra money from the will. I did not marry quickly to get it. I waited." Hearing Cam's words, I felt a little better. He was honest with me. He did not hide anything. He chose love over money. This made me feel stronger about him. It showed me his true character. I felt a sense of relief. I understood more now. 6. My family's feelings. After I learned about Cam's family story, I felt I needed to tell my own family. I wanted them to understand the truth about the will and how Cam refused to marry for money. I thought maybe, just maybe, they would see Cam differently. But when I shared the story, their reaction was not what I hoped for. They were not understanding. Instead, they became very angry. Their faces showed strong disapproval, and their voices grew loud. My mother looked at me with a disappointed expression. She spoke with a firm voice. She said I was too trusting. She accused me of being naive, meaning I did not see the real problems. She told me I was blind to the truth. She believed I was making a big mistake by trusting Cam, even after he explained everything. Her words felt like sharp knives in my heart. I tried to explain more, but she did not want to listen. My sister, who always seemed to compare her life to mine, also had strong words. She shook her head slowly. She suggested that I was desperate to marry quickly. She said I was rushing to find a husband because my 40th birthday was coming soon. She thought I was not thinking clearly. Her comments made me feel very small and unimportant. I felt like they did not care about my feelings for Cam, only about my age and my unmarried status. Later that week, it was my birthday dinner. My family was all there. We sat around a large table, and at first the mood was light. But soon the conversation turned to me and my love life. My aunts and my parents started to make jokes. They laughed about my age. They made fun of my hurry to find a husband. They said things like, "You must hurry, Ella, the clock is ticking," and "You're racing to marry before 40. Each joke felt like a heavy weight on my shoulders. I tried to smile, but it was very hard. The jokes continued, one after another. I felt tears begin to fill my eyes. I could not hold them back. The laughter and the words were too much for me. I felt a strong wave of sadness and anger. I could not stay at the table any longer. I stood up quickly, not looking at anyone. My chair made a loud sound as I pushed it back. I walked away from the table, trying to hide my face. I went to my room and the tears streamed down my face. I cried for a long time. That night, after everyone had left, the doorbell rang. It was Cam. He must have known I was upset. He came inside and saw my red eyes. He sat next to me on the sofa. He did not say much at first, but he held my hand. His presence was comforting. Then he spoke softly. He told me, "Ella, you cannot live for their approval. You have to live for your own happiness." His words were simple, but they were very strong. They made me think deeply about my life. I realized that for many years, I had tried so hard to please my family and society. I had forgotten to think about what made me truly happy. This was a very important moment for me. I understood that my well-being had to come first. 7, my big decision. One day, Cam asked me a very important question. He looked at me with his kind eyes. "Ella," he said softly, "will you marry me?" My heart immediately wanted to shout, "Yes." It felt so full of joy. I had never felt such a strong desire to say yes to anything before. I felt incredibly happy in that moment. But then my mind started to race. Many thoughts came quickly into my head. I thought about what people would say. There would be gossip. My family would be very angry. I imagined their reactions, their disappointed faces, their endless questions. This was a very big choice. It felt risky, like stepping onto an unknown path. That night, I could not sleep at all. My thoughts kept me awake. I decided to go for a long walk. I walked through the quiet city streets. The air was cool and fresh. I walked for more than 3 hours just thinking. I thought about my whole life, all 39 years. I thought about how much I had tried to please my parents and my sister. I remembered their constant jokes about my age, about being single, about needing a husband and children. I remembered Cam's wise advice from my birthday dinner. Ella, you cannot live for their approval. You have to live for your own happiness. These words echoed in my mind. Then a very clear memory came to me. It was the first night I met Cam at the dinner party. I remembered how he looked at me, how he truly listened to my words. He made me laugh so easily. For the first time, I felt truly seen, truly heard, and truly loved for who I was. This profound feeling was so strong. It made everything else seem less important. It solidified my resolve. I knew what I had to do. I went back home as the sun began to rise. My decision was clear and firm. I found Cam and looked into his kind eyes. I smiled, a real smile that came from my heart. "Yes," I said clearly. "Yes, Cam, I will marry you." My family was not happy, just as I had expected. They were very upset when they heard the news. They called me often, telling me I was making a big mistake. They said I was being foolish and not thinking clearly. But this time, their words did not hurt me as much. I understood that this was my life to live. I had to choose my own path and my own happiness, not theirs. We decided to have a small wedding. We did not want a big, traditional party. We chose a beautiful, quiet garden for the ceremony. Only our closest friends were there, about 10 people in total. It was a simple, calm day, but it was absolutely perfect. I felt peaceful and truly happy. I was marrying the man who saw me, heard me, and loved me for who I was. It was the best decision I had ever made in my life. 8. Our happy life. After we marry, our life together begins. It is not perfect every single day, but it feels truly ours. We share our home and our daily routines. We wake up together in the morning and plan our evenings. Sometimes there are small problems, like in any life, but we face them as a team. This makes everything feel easier to manage. We continue to learn new things about each other every day. Cam is always kind and understanding. He makes me feel safe and deeply loved. Slowly, my family starts to see how happy Cam makes me. At first, they were still a little worried or quiet about our marriage. But with time, they begin to notice a true and positive change in me. They see that my smiles are real and my laughter is genuine. They see how Cam supports me in everything I do. My mother stops asking difficult questions about his past. My father nods with a small smile when Cam talks about his small family business. Even my sister, who was very careful and critical before, starts to relax around him. When she visits our home, she talks to Cam easily. Sometimes, I see her smile widely when he tells a funny story or a joke. This makes my heart feel very warm. It is good to see my family finally accept him into our lives. I am still 39 years old. This fact does not change. We do not have children yet, and we do not know if we will in the future. But I have found something very important. I have found a deep, strong, and unwavering love. It is a love that makes me feel complete and truly happy. People still sometimes make comments about my age. They might ask if I will have children soon, or they might say I married quite late. But now, these words do not hurt me at all. I can simply laugh at their opinions. Their thoughts are not important anymore. My own happiness is the most important thing. I waited many years for this kind of love. For a long time, I often felt lonely. Many times, I truly thought I would never find my special person. But I waited with hope, and I firmly believe it was worth every single moment of waiting. All the hard times, all the sad days, they all led me to Cam. He is much more than just my husband. He is my very best friend in the world. We share everything, from our smallest thoughts to our biggest dreams and our deepest fears. We support each other every single day. I will never regret meeting him, no matter what others might say about the timing of our love. Some people might think it was late to find love, but for me, it was the perfect time. Our life together is a happy life, filled with deep love and understanding. We look forward to every new day with joy.